This unit right here is literally cheaper than doing a DIY build and has incredible power. And I'm gonna prove it to you. And not only is this cheaper than DIY systems, it's obviously then much cheaper than other comparable power stations. It's basically half the cost for the same or better specs. I'm gonna give you this no BS review, that way you can know for certain how good this unit is. And of course, you can always fact check me on my free power station comparison chart in the links down below. That way you can see this unit and how it compares to every other unit of similar size on the market. That's what this is designed for, is whole house or most of the house backup power, as well as powering like a cabin or an RV, tiny home, anything like that. This is gonna be seriously capable of doing that. Or if you're just looking for a reliable and affordable mobile or portable backup system, this is fitting all those bills. Because just inside of this, there's a 7,200 watt inverter. So that's comparable to the Anker Solix E10 with one battery, the Delta Pro Ultra from EcoFlow, the Jackery 5000 Plus. And with just a single unit, you have both 120 volt outlets as well as a split phase 240 volt outlet. Each one of these are rated to 120 volts and 20 amps of output. The TT30 plug can do up to 30 amps or 3,600 watts of output at 120 volts. And then the L1430 will do the 7,200 watts in split phase. So you're gonna get 2 legs of 3,600 watts. And doing a 0.2C discharge test on this, I got 87% efficiency, which is average. Also running it from 100% down to 0%, I checked the voltage at different states of charge, and regardless of the battery percentage, I was still getting 120 volts of clean output power here on these outlets. But one thing that a lot of people aren't checking for is something called total harmonic distortion, or THD. And it's talking about how clean the energy is coming off of the power source. And this is a pure sine wave inverter, which puts out clean power, but I did notice at a 25% load, I was getting 0.8% THD, and then at 50%, it was double that at 1.8%. 75% load, I got a 2.7% THD, and at 100%, 3.5% THD. This is important because if you're not getting clean energy from your unit, you can actually damage sensitive electronics. Generally speaking, 3 to 5% THD is considered the maximum that you want to have. So this is riding that line right at 3.5%, meaning it's still safe to run sensitive electronics. But what really is pretty mind-blowing is that for a unit this powerful, it only has a 43 watt idle power consumption. But Pecron advertises a 30 watt idle power consumption, so there's a difference between what I got and what they're advertising. And overall, it's a really quiet system. If it doesn't have a heavy load and it's not charging really fast, it's around 35 decibels or less, which is essentially a whisper. You can't hear it. But with a full load and the fans running at top speed, I was getting 59 decibels, which is, you're definitely gonna hear it. And running the refrigerator in my house, this ran it for 35 hours and 50 minutes. Basically a non-stop day and a half use without having any solar or wall charging plugged in. And it is possible to run both the AC outlets and all the DC ports at the same time. There are 2 USB-A ports rated to 18 watts, 2 USB-C ports rated to 100 watts, this 5525 barrel connector, which I don't know what anybody uses that for anymore. If you use it for something, comment it down below. But this XT60 port here is one of the things that makes the F5000 so unique, because it will do up to 800 watts of output, and it'll go from 12 to 40 volts output and up to 25 amps. So if you have an external 12 volt, 24 volt, or 36 volt output that you need to run power to, this is going to be able to power that no problem. If this is your first time on the channel, my name's Ben. This is the Minuteman Solar YouTube channel, and I've been doing solar for almost 10 years now. If this is your second time watching a video on my channel, hopefully that means you'll subscribe because you're getting good value from it. And if you've made it this far in the video, please smash the like button. The links and coupons that I have available for this and the other products I'll talk about are going to be in the description down below, as well as pinned in the first comment. And if you wouldn't mind telling me what's the #1 thing you need for backup power in your house, that would be a huge benefit for everybody else who watches this video as well, so that way we can all compare that information. Getting into the battery specs, this essentially has a server battery inside of it. It's 5,120 watt hours. But because the inverter is 87% efficient, you can expect to get about 4,455 watt hours out of that battery. And you can have up to 6 FP5000 Pecron batteries on this, getting you all the way up to 35.8 kilowatt hours. The FP5000 batteries are very affordable. Right now, they're only $1,200 a piece, which is actually cheaper than some server batteries on the market and not much more than the cheapest ones on the market. In order to have proper communication with the expansion batteries, that's really the best way to go. But I do think, because this uses a common XT120 connector for the batteries, I think I might be able to hack this with a server battery. If you haven't commented yet and you'd like to see that, put that in the comments down below. Just like most units, it's a lithium iron phosphate battery, gonna last you 4,000 cycles to 80% efficiency. But unlike many other units on the market, they say that this battery is UL listed. I didn't get the exact UL number, both from their website or the user manual, but they do claim it's UL listed. There are many ways to charge this up. And the first is going to be using the 1800 watt or the 3600 watt charging cables that are included with the system. The smaller cable will do the 1800 watts, and then the larger cable uses a TT30 plug to get the 3600 watts of charging. But unfortunately, there is not a way to put in 240 volts to charge this even faster. It just means that if you have a heavy load on this at 240 volts output, the 3600 watts input may not be enough to keep up with it. You get the same charge rating with these cables in UPS mode, which is an uninterrupted power supply. And this will transfer from using grid power to battery power in anywhere from 8 to 20 milliseconds. But they also include the XT60 to MC4 adapter cables. And you'd be very surprised on how many companies are not including solar adapters these days. It's like 75% of them don't anymore. It's ridiculous. And each one of these will go up to 180 volts and 3200 watts. For a total of 6400 watts of input, that's very impressive on this unit. On a normal sunny day, you'll definitely be able to get about 32 kilowatt hours of production, which means if you had this unit and the 6 expansion batteries, you can pretty much recharge the entire thing from 0 to full in one day. It should be noted that if you don't have any expansion batteries, the input's going to be limited to 5800 watts. To get the full 6400 watts, it has to have at least one expansion battery. I forgot to mention that each one of these will also do up to 20 amps, so you can use pretty much any solar panel you want. I would personally recommend the 450 watt or 590 watt panels that are linked down below. Of course, I recommend the patent pending Minuteman Solar portable panel stands because they work with any solar panel as long as it has a metal frame. These 400 watt bifacial solar panels run my entire house off grid. And I don't have to get permits or permissions in order to set these up. And it's really windy out today. We're having gusts up to about 45 miles an hour. I've got a weather station up there that's tracking the wind speed. And I've had up to 70 mile an hour gusts coming from the back of the panels. And these have had zero issues. These panels right here have actually been in operation for about 18 months nonstop, even though they're not designed to be outside long term. All the materials are rated for over 25 years. And if you're in a pinch, you can solar charge and charge from a gas generator at the same time. The generator just needs to be an inverter generator. But the usability is something that's very important, and this is both good for beginners and experts. It's only 22 inches across by 15 inches front to back and 13 inches tall. It does include this little cart, and I'm going to get back to that here in just a second. But because this is 124 pounds, it is very hard to move around unless it's on flat surface with this cart. So in terms of mobility, I would put it low, but it still classifies as a portable unit. The wireless app is very simple. Anybody can understand this, even if they've never done solar before. And the settings are also very simple. It allows you to leave the screen always on, have the outlets always on, or turn them into eco mode where they turn off after a certain amount of time. You can also adjust the charge limit and many other features, but there's actually way more features in the screen. This is where the expert level stuff comes in, and we're not going to get into all of it, but you can even get into the graphs and track the output, input for AC input, solar input. All of those things can be tracked here. And you just go into this menu, and there are all of these different features here that you can get into, including one of the best features, which is the battery heating mode. This has a built-in battery heater. Another special feature that I really like is it does have output memory, so that if this does drain down to 0% and turns off, once it starts recharging from solar or grid power, it will automatically turn everything back on and continue running whatever was connected to it. In terms of customer service, Pecron is not great at picking up the phone, but they are great at responding to emails. And if you do have an issue, they always seem to be fixing people's issues without any concern. And this does have a 5-year warranty, so if anything breaks, they're going to be able to replace it for you. But the pricing is one of the most important parts when factoring all of this. And this is where it's truly amazing, because this comes in at only $1,999. If you were to go buy a similar inverter, such as the EG4 6000 XP, which is this unit right here, this right now is just over $1,600 by itself. I also add this outlet box to it and I have it wired in. So you're looking at another $100 in just getting AC output power from it. And that's still not factoring a battery. You also then have to factor in battery cables, solar cables. Price-wise, it is not worth building your own system like this when we have this already done. You just turn it on and it works. It baffles me that they're able to make this with such good quality for less than what you can do in a DIY system. So that also includes beating other power stations like the Delta Pro Ultra, the E10, the 5000 Plus, the F3800 Plus. All of the other similar size power stations cost about double as much as this one. And those units that I just named are the top competitors to the F5000. So check out the free solar generator comparison chart so that way you can get an apples to apples comparison between this and all of the other units of similar size. This comes in at only 39 cents per watt hour, which is very good, but I like to factor the inverter, battery, and solar to what I call a whole watt, because that really tells us if we're getting a good bang for the buck. And this is absurdly low at only 33 cents per whole watt. It's one of the cheapest, best return on investment units you can get anywhere, period. Price isn't everything. There are also X factors, pros, cons, and some certain questions that I have about this that I think everybody needs to be aware of. The major X factors would be that this can input 120 volts while outputting 240 volts. That's actually pretty rare amongst most power stations. It has heated batteries. It has this special DC output that goes up to 40 volts. It has UL listed components, which means it's very safe. And it has the output memory or dark start to where it'll keep running itself completely unattended. Some pros would be that it's compact for all of the features you're getting and extremely affordable. The solar adapters are also included. Having this much screen level control and monitoring over the system is insane. No other system has that. And having 6,400 watts of solar input is perfect for a unit of this size. They absolutely got this part right. It's one of the biggest things that I gripe on with most power stations. Of the hundreds of power stations that I've reviewed, no unit has ever been perfect. There has always been flaws or cons with a unit. And with the F5000, it also has some cons. The first is actually the cart. I had a terrible time trying to get these wheels lined up, and 3 of my 4 wheels are cross-threaded, so I cannot roll this across my floor without it going all over the place. I'm sure that's something that's easily covered under the warranty. I just haven't claimed it yet because I wanted to make sure I got that information into this video. It's to be expected, but it is heavy. Also, when I was charging this from grid power, I did have some issues where even though I was adjusting from like 90% down to 30% at how fast it should charge, it wasn't really adjusting appropriately for the cable that I had connected, which was pretty frustrating. That's likely something that's just going to be fixed with a firmware update. I wish there was a faster response to customer service, but they don't ever leave me hanging. They do always get back to me. I wish that there was a power button just to be able to turn it on and then to be able to control it with my phone from afar. I always have to have either the DC or AC output turned on in order for this unit to remain on. I dislike that. And although it's not necessary, having 240 volts of AC input would have been really nice so that I could fast charge this while also having a heavy load on it. I only have one major question, and that is, are they going to come out with some sort of dual hub where you can put 2 of these together and get 14,000 watts of output, or at least some sort of smart home panel or a transfer panel where this can automatically back up a house? Because currently I have to use this with my generator inlet and manually switch it over, which is how I prefer to do it most of the time. But if you're dedicated on one system, it would be nice to have that automatic transfer capability. I think this unit right here is actually the top competitor to the F5000. So if you want to see how this compares directly to that, then go watch this video because they give you all the details that you need, as well as use the free solar generator comparison chart. That way you can make sure you're going to get the best return on investment and get all the specs that you need.